Hey, this is JC. Welcome to Urban Knife Guy, where we explore the urban lifestyle and jungle survival. Today, I'm going to share with you some things that I learned when putting together a Dragonox Swiss Army knife. What exactly is that? I'll explain in just a bit. First, if you watch this channel regularly but have not subscribed, please do so to help the channel out. And if you'd like to support the channel even more, do check out my shop links in the pinned comment or description below. You can even join as a channel member for exclusive content. Thanks a lot. Alright, so the secret is out. I am having a Dragonox Swiss Army knife built for me. Now, what is a Dragonox? It's kind of the pet name when you customize a Swiss Army knife, but you put in a Spyderco Dragonfly blade, hence Dragon-Nox, like Victorinox and Dragonfly. So that's what they call it. So I've always been intrigued by Dragonoxes, and you've probably seen them on YouTube or on Instagram. And basically, you need to dismantle the Swiss Army knife, take out the liners, take out the various parts, the back springs, reassemble them to create the knife that you need. And if you are putting a Dragonfly blade, you'd of course have to remove this, preen it, that means to shape it so that it fits into the Victorinox body, make sure it fits within the liners, and then assemble everything back together with the pins and the scales, and then you get yourself a custom Swiss Army knife. So there's a whole cottage industry of customizing Swiss Army knives. There are quite a few makers around the world. Probably the most well-known is Fit to Survive. He has a great YouTube channel where he shares customizing all kinds of different Swiss Army knives, including Dragon-Noxes. So I've wanted one for the longest time, and finally I pulled the trigger to get all the parts together and have it customized. Now, I'm not going to do it myself. There happens to be someone in Malaysia who can actually build a Dragonox. So I'm going to be sending him all the different parts, and then hopefully he can put it together, and we'll see how that turns out. And obviously I'll do a video when that is completed. So previously I did videos on the Swiss Champ and the Dragonfly Zoom Green version over here of the Dragonfly, and that's the reason why I had them. It's for this project. Now, I won't give it away now. I won't tell you what's the tool set I'm actually going for, but when I was looking for the various Swiss Army knife models to actually customize, I realized it wasn't as straightforward. So I'm going to share with you some things that I learned as I talked to the maker who's going to customize the knife. Now, you just can't get any model Swiss Army knife and then dismantle it and just put the parts and hope everything fits. And the reason is there are back springs for the various tools in a Swiss Army knife, and different tools have different back springs that are different shaped. And the reason is because you can see there are back tools over here, and these back tools must actually be accommodated by the back spring for the front tool. So if you are putting in a certain blade like this, if the back spring of the Swiss Army knife cannot accommodate it because it's not straight, then you will not be able to fit this particular blade. You would either have to buy the one cliff version of the Dragonfly, or whoever's customizing the knife will actually have to grind it down so it becomes straight and it becomes thinner. You might have seen some Dragonoxes which have a thinner blade and a straighter blade, and the reason is because they couldn't find the right back spring in order to fit the knife. So that's something to think about, and it depends on the tool set that you want. You may or may not be able to get the exact tool set you want because different tools kind of fit together, and again, you get the back spring issues as well. The other thing is the size of the blade. So if you want to do a Dragonox, so allegedly the perfect size is actually an 84mm Alox knife. So something like the Cadet, which is this over here, 84mm Alox handles. So this apparently fits in perfectly here. Of course, you still would have to preen it slightly, but apparently it fits in very nicely, and this is like the perfect size. Well, for me personally, I felt that I didn't just want such a simple tool set with this, then I might as well just stick with that, right? I'm just doing it for the sake of having a Dragonox. I actually want to have a modified Swiss Army knife that's actually going to be useful for me, that I can carry for urban EDC. So I wanted to have the perfect tool set for my needs. So I didn't go with the Alox, although that would be best. And then when you come to the 91 millimeter standard size Swiss Army knives, you get the issue of the back springs. So a Swiss Army knife will have layers and liners. So all these, you can see these metal parts here, right? These are all the liners, and the liners basically divide the sections of the tools, and all the tools have the back springs. And you really need to talk to an experienced maker who's really dismantled a lot of Swiss Army knives, and they'll be very familiar with the various tool sets and back springs, and whether or not it can accommodate the tool set you want plus a Dragonfly blade. So just take note, it's not as simple as just buying any Swiss Army knife model, dismantling it and putting it back together. Well, for me, I will be using some tools from the Swiss Champ over here, and I decided I might as well go all the way and get custom scales. These are titanium scales. I got them from AliExpress. These are not plus scales. I would have probably preferred that, but they just didn't have it, or maybe they had it but it was really much more expensive and I did not want to spend any more money, to do that. So I got these, which I think are pretty nice. I've also got a titanium deep carry pocket clip, so that can be attached as well. One thing, if you go onto AliExpress, you might see blades that have been custom cut just to create a Dragon-Nox. Now they claim it's VG10. It is not cheap. In fact, it's about the same price as the Dragonfly 2. I actually tried to buy one, but for whatever reason it couldn't ship to me, and I decided, well, all the more the better, I'll just buy the original Dragon-Nox. You get the branding, and I know it's really VG10. So I'm just letting you know that it's available on AliExpress. You can get them for different sizes. You can get them for 84mm, 91mm, and even 58mm keychain size. So if you wanted a small Dragon-Nox style blade or Spyderco style blade for a small knife like that, that can be done as well. But I have no idea on the quality, whether the steel is legit, and of course what's the finished product like, and from price point, it's really not any cheaper whatsoever. So I would probably recommend you still to get an original if you can get your hands on it, unless for whatever reason you can't get it in your country or it's going to be way too expensive, then maybe you can consider getting one of those blades from AliExpress. Now, one last point I should make would be the budget when you put something like this together. It's obviously not going to be cheap because you need to buy individual parts, and the individual parts will add up to create one cost. Then you have to send it to the maker, who's going to charge you labor costs and workmanship to put together your custom knife and then ship it back to you. So you can imagine the accumulated cost for all that would be a lot. It will probably cost 3 times the Swiss Champ at least. Now, some makers would actually get all the parts for you and then they'll charge you for that, but you can expect again to pay a premium for them to source for all the parts and put it together for you. Or you can do what I did and buy the individual parts and knives and just wait for that 2 weeks to a month for everything to get together, and then talk to the maker in the meantime, decide what tool set you want, what sort of look you want, and then you can send it off to him. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. After this video, I'm going to package this up, and tomorrow I'm going to post it out, and hopefully he gets it and he can put this together in a couple of weeks, and then I will show you the final result for my custom Dragonox knife. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and the insights that I gained when trying to put this project together. If you have made a custom Dragonox knife or even a custom Swiss Army knife before, do let me know how that went for you in the comments below. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you like the content in general, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.